Hey, Adam. So for my topic, I want to explore the UX strategies for startups. I figure that we've been looking at, a lot of, bigger corporations and, you know, maybe certain companies with really large UX teams and pretty much like, how they operate using their UX strategy. But I feel like this would be a pretty interesting topic to explore. For more of these, smaller companies that don't necessarily have the amount of resources that these larger corporations have and how they kind of deal with their UX strategies. So I found two pretty cool papers here. Both were actually written by the same person, this Laura Hakanan. And basically she kind of talks about the first one is kind of talking about this framework that they kind of created, and the second one is more about kind of more the interviewing and more of the testing that they found, kind of talking about how they're adopting early product design in the startups. So the first paper talks about this framework called the Minimum Viable User Experience Framework, and kind of how it works is that, she kind of talks about how, the process of developing and incorporating UX in a startup can be pretty difficult just because they have very limited resources. And obviously, they want to kind of develop or deliver a, certain viable product and fast and quickly just to be able to get more feedback from the users and being able to actually kind of map out what the actual vision is going to be. And part of that is just not wasting time and making sure that, they're not necessarily wasting their time on resources that they may not necessarily have. So that's kind of where this minimum viable user experience framework kind of targets. So it basically aims to provide users an adequate user experience early enough in the minimal version of the product so they're able to get feedback as quickly as possible. And basically still kind of talks about how the framework enables, a clear vision and communication for the actual end product value. Again, it's apparently good for gathering quick feedback and promotes the product via word of mouth. So it's able to actually get the idea out there in front of people and being able to kind of, target and kind of guide where the direction of the product wants to go early enough in the stage. And then the second paper is titled Early Product Design in Startups Towards a UX Strategy. And basically this kind of still reiterates the crucial need to communicate the first viable version of the product to users, again, in order to receive really meaningful and quick feedback. So basically within this paper, they conducted a little interview study with 8 Finland-based startups and a total of 13 participants. So, diving deeper into the results basically shows that there is a dire need of early UX design within startups, as well as the restrictions for UX work that lack the direct resources. So this is just to get me started, but I think, these two will be a good direction and a good foundation to kind of explore how these, smaller companies are able to incorporate a proper UX plan and strategy, that can easily be correlated and managed with their limited resources.